All right, good morning, Belmont Bears. I hope you had a wonderful and restful spring break. We are back to read chapters of Louisiana's Way Home. I hope you guys spent some time reading other books over spring break too. I know it's really important to keep up our reading to make sure that we are keeping those skills and strategies and wheels moving. So I hope that you did that a little bit over spring break, but I know that if you're anything like me, you were anxious to find out what was going to happen next in Louisiana's Way Home. As you guys can see, I'm a little bit different background today. I am in at my parents' house in a different place, and so we got this beautiful pond in the background and all these beautiful things to look at as we're reading today. And we left off on chapter 15, where Louisiana had just read the message from her grandmother, and her grandmother left her, right? And so we were kind of thinking about the jot last time that we talked about was the line that was in the book about how it doesn't matter who put you down, it just matters who picks you back up. And so Granny was sort of saying that she was the one that had picked Louisiana back up. Louisiana finds out that Granny was never really related to her, and so her whole world is just kind of like shattered right now. She doesn't know what to think, what to do. So she's really, really not feeling great at this moment. I think she's really feeling confused and distraught. Those are some of the words I would use to describe her feelings. And I don't know what's going to happen next. So let's keep reading and see, okay? Chapter 16. Ready? Get off of me, I said to the dark thing on my chest. Please get off of me. But it did not move. I stood up. I kept hold of the letter. I picked up the bologna sandwiches and I staggered out of room 102. I went into the office of the Goodnight Sleep Tight because I did not know where else to go. Bernice was behind the counter. A tragedy was occurring. The darkness had descended, and Granny was gone. But Bernice's hair was still in curlers. Here is something I have learned. You should never expect help from someone who perpetually has their hair in curlers. But what was I to do? Where could I turn? I didn't even know who I was. Good evening, I said to Bernice. What now? Said Bernice. I guess that it was just impossible for her to be a friendly person, no matter how hard she tried. Not that she was trying. I am wondering if you have seen my granny recently and if she gave you any information, I said. Seen your granny? Said Bernice. What information? Don't tell me your granny's missing. She is not missing, I said. Then why are you looking for her? Said Bernice. She narrowed her eyes. I narrowed my eyes back at her, but the dark thing was still on my chest, and it was very hard for me to breathe. I turned away from Bernice. I bent over and put my hands on my knees. I closed my eyes and concentrated on breathing. Who am I? Who am I? That was the question my heart kept beating out. When I opened my eyes, I saw the alligator staring at me. He was an incredibly ferocious-looking alligator, but he also seemed perplexed, as if he were thinking, how in the world did a dangerous, man-eating alligator like me end up dead in the office of the Goodnight Sleep Tight Motel? There is something very sad about contemplating a perplexed, stuffed alligator when it is dark outside and you do not know who you are, or who your parents were, or anything about yourself at all. What are you doing? Said Bernice. Well, yes, that was the question, wasn't it? I am communing with the alligator, I said. Oh, said Bernice. You're communing with the alligator. Of course you are. I suppose next you'll be speaking with the vending machine. And that reminds me, let me tell you something about Burke Allen and that vending machine. He makes little quarter-shaped pieces of metal down at that machine shop of his father's, and then he puts the metal into the vending machine and takes what he wants without paying for a thing. That is theft. That's a crime. Burke! Burke Allen, who gave me 2 sandwiches when I had only asked for 1. Burke Allen, who had a crow named Clarence. I could feel the dark thing on top of me lifting, peeling away. Burke Allen would help me. Burke Allen would know what to do. I stood up straight. I turned around and faced Bernice. Thank you very much, I said, even though she had not helped me with anything at all. Be polite up to the last minute. Be polite until they absolutely force you not to be. That was what the woman named Granny always advised. I left the Goodnight Sleep Tight office, and I did not look back. All right, that's the end of chapter 16. We're on 17. So, Louisiana's having lots of feelings right now, right? Because naturally her granny just left her and she's not really knowing what to do. And so she gets this idea whenever she hears the name Burke Allen and she's about to go do something. I know we've been making a lot of predictions, but it's kind of easy when we're reading chapter by chapter. So I want you to think about, what do you think she's going to go tell Burke Allen? What do you think he's going to do? Based on what you know about Burke Allen, do you think he will help her? What's your prediction? Okay, make that jot today. And don't forget to share it in the Flipgrid. It should be posted on your teacher's class story. If you can't share it on the Flipgrid, comment on your class story post, send it to your teacher, email it, doesn't matter what you do. Just share your thinking so that we can all sort of build on each other's thoughts. Okay? I hope you have a great Monday, a relaxing and restful afternoon. It's beautiful outside after that bad storm last night. So I hope you get some good learning in today, and we will come back for chapter 17 tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye, Belmont Bears.